Hey folks, this is Ed. Welcome back to my channel. For those who are new, please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe if you find this content useful. And for everyone else returning, once again, welcome back. Before I get started, I'll let you know this is the second part of my previous video that I put out. And I did this intentionally. I wanted to wait a month out, not because I was traveling or anything like that, but it worked out very well. So I did this intentionally to cover the second portion of this bullet journal on where I started starting the fiscal year, October 1st to currently. So stay tuned on this video. I have some stuff that I'm gonna cover in here, which is gonna be very useful. So if you haven't seen my previous video before this one, just take a look at it real quick. It's a short video. I think it's about 5 to 6 minutes. But bottom line, in that video, I talked about how I transitioned from the standard bullet journal writing style. It's still the same, but basically transitioned from that style to capturing things a little bit different. And I kind of followed it with the military way, where it started in October 1st, the fiscal year October 1st, all the way to September 30th. So in this video, I'm going to show you some changes and some tweaks I made within the month to kind of give you an idea if this is working out for me or if it's not working out for me. So let's get started. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started over here. So nothing special or nothing different from what I did last month. I'll still stay to the same concept where I put out the month over here, the big activities that I have, the things that will make me successful for the month of October, and what all I need to check out and accomplish, and then the same thing that I need to do in the month of November. Again, if you recall my previous video, what I like doing this way is I have the entire spread, because there are times I'm sitting looking at something over here, I can capture it over here. And the way I use it, I need to use 2 pages for my weekly layout, which I'm gonna get into here in a second. So my weekly layout, nothing significant, still the same concept I'm using as discussed before, right? I still have the month over here highlighted, the week highlighted in green. And as you can see, the way I do it, I just use green over here and I come back over here, so I capture green. I know this is the month of October. Yes, I can spell it out. It's a little strange, but anyways, this is my way. This is what works for me. 2 things that I took out from this concept that we talked about before. So the big idea using this format was very simple, and we talked about in my previous video, is having key events over here. So any key events, I'm just going to list them out here, and then any key task, and just going to list it out here, and just general notes that I need to capture, we're going to capture it over here. So on today's video, I want to show you how this worked out for me. So with that being said, one thing that I found that was kind of redundant was I'll label something over here, and I'll also come back and label something over here. So I'll have 2 key events. That's one thing. So that's a con for me, right? And then same thing over here. I'll put, oh, there's a meeting that's happening at 1300 on a different day, and I'll come back and I'll label it over here. So what I found that worked very well for me is transitioning for key events to tasks. And that worked a little bit for me, and what I ended up finding out was I was putting more key events in all these blocks over here where I'm supposed to do the tasks that I need to accomplish. So I was kind of like going back and forth. So I'll have like 4 events here, and then I'll also jot it down over here to remind me, hey, these are things I need to do on these specific days. And then same thing with tasks, but the taskbar was, yeah, taskbar, you like that, huh? So taskbar was a little simple, and what I liked about it was this was just a reminder. I need to figure out a way to take any task that's here, to put them on here, put a tab in place with it, and make it happen. And then nothing changed with my notes. So what I ended up doing was the events kept on going back and forth between the task. So what I found was very useful for me was transitioning those to what I call the overall task, personal task, and then work task. Now this made it very simple, right? So the concept is very simple. One is I put anything that's personal, pay bills, electricity, oil change, whatever, all the stuff that I need to do, a reminder that I need to knock out, I'm putting it over here. So I have this entire block to put everything. I shouldn't be doing a lot of stuff anyways. And then same thing over here. These are all work related stuff that I need to do for these weeks. So no matter what happens this week, I need to knock out these personal stuff, honeydews, whatever you want to call them. And I need to knock out these work tasks over here on the right hand side. But these are only tasks. Events are all embedded within the day. So what I end up doing was I go back again to my monthly view, and I didn't timestamp it. My monthly view, and I look at those certain events that I need to capture that month. I come back over here and I jot it down, and I look at my calendar, my Outlook calendar, whatever it is that I have, or Evite or anything that I have, and I just slap it on here and we're good to go. So I hope that makes sense. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in over here so you can take a closer look. Again, over here, as you can see on the left hand side, I just have my personal stuff laid out over here. It goes out for the rest of the week. And then you scroll over here on the right hand side. It's the same thing, but everything is just work related, what all I need to do for that week, and so on and so forth. So as you can see, everything is captured on here. So how does that compare to what I was using before? I like it. It makes it very simple for me. I have all my personal tasks that I need to knock out over here, so I'm not in the doghouse. And then on the right hand side, I have all my work tasks that I need to figure out a way to handshake them in between and get all the stuff down over here. So this is what works out for me. Now moving forward to what I've captured, again, this was last month in October, and I'm glad I'm kind of doing this video right now, because now it's kind of showing me fast forward if I've changed anything. Now if I go over here in the month of November, again, remember the color theme, green was October, gray was November. So there were a couple of days where I was not actually working, so I was doing other things, other events. So again, over here, this is where I capture everything else. And then I fast forward again. Now I'm already getting into December, and I'm starting to transition all my stuff for December and January on here. And then I've already taken the liberty to go back and prepare the month of December. So if you recall my previous videos, I had the quad pen. We had 4 different colors in it. The multiple pen thing, it was okay. I still like it. I still use it. It's my travel pen, so I already have that one. But for my day-to-day use, I use these 2 pens. One is orange, one is black, and I usually use red, but orange is my favorite color, and then there's no big similarities between something popping out on the screen or not. So these are the 2 pens I use. It's a Friction 5 size, and that's why I think I found the sweet spot, because I write very small. The 7 was a little bit big, so I couldn't really write very small as much as I would. I've seen people using 2 and 3. That's too small for me, but 5 is kind of like the sweet spot for me. And matter of fact, I have the entire bag of refillables for them because I use them a lot, and this is what I have. I use the black ones a lot. I also have the orange ones, but not as much as I use the black one. As you can see, this entire page I only have one portion of it I wrote in orange. So hey folks, the primary objective for today's video is kind of give you my quick overview of transitioning to this new system that I'm using, and to kind of let you know if it's working or not. Bottom line, if you can't figure it out or not, it's actually working. I like it. I'm gonna keep using this, and I'm gonna keep going for another at least for the minimum, at least for this fiscal year, to see how this turns out. And if anything changes, I'm gonna go ahead and keep adapting to different ones or different methods. If you have different ways, or if you think this is redundant, if you have any comments or anything of that nature that you want to share or would like to share, please go ahead and write it down. Or if you want to see something new or something different, just let me know. Again, hey, thanks for tuning into my channel. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.